What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. And I'm here with none other than DJ Severe, the Dodgers legendary DJ. What up, DJ Severe? Thanks for rocking with us, my man.
Always great to be here. Always great to be here. Let's go.
So I'm obsessed with DJ names. I got to ask you real quick, how did you get the name DJ Severe? And then after that, I have a segment called Bop or Flop. I know you like to do the bop, so I'm going to throw out some DJ names. You can say bop or flop. Don't be afraid to say flop, by the way. But how did you get the name DJ Severe?
So back in 2002, there was a movie that came out called Empire.
And Fat Joe.
Yeah, Fat Joe and John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
I'm a huge John Leguizamo fan. And so I was struggling to find a DJ name, couldn't really come up with anything. And so this movie is about 5 boroughs in New York and their brand of heroin for each of these drug dealers.
Yeah.
It starts off, I think, Fat Joe, then the other 4 drug dealers, but it gets to the end, and John Leguizamo's talking about, and they describe what their brand of like heroin does. And so at the end of each introduction, the name of it would come across the screen. And so I'm sitting there, and Severe just went past, and I was like,
just hit you, right?
There. It just hit me.
It.
So I stopped there, and I was like, okay, that's what it is, the DJ Severe.
It goes so hard. All right, so let's go bop or flop, okay? We're going to do the Dodgers lineup, some other names, so we're going to start right at the top. Well, let's start with this one. Red, this is for Justin Turner. Red turned 2 tables in a microphone.
That's a bop.
That's a bop, okay. Mookie Bass.
Ooh, that's definitely a bop.
Okay, Funkmaster Freddie.
That's a flop.
Mosh Muncy.
Ooh, that's a bop. That's a bop.
Okay. This is for Will Smith.
Okay.
DJ Slaps. Too topical?
Flops. Flop.
I thought with DJs, you know, okay.
Yeah.
Too topical. Too top. It won't stand test time. I feel you. For Cody Bellinger, DJ Bopper. What's his nickname?
Flop.
That's a flop. Okay. For Trey Turner, DJ Smooth Slider Raider, and I think he should go with Sade's Smooth Operator as his walk up.
Ooh, I like that. That's a bop.
It's a bop. Okay. For Gavin Lux, DJ Deluxe.
Definitely a bop.
Okay.
A bop.
For Chris Taylor, DJ Polite Boy.
Yes.
Or DJ CT, Irbit 1, Irbit 2, Irbit 3.
I like that bop.
Okay, it's a bop. Okay,
it's a bop.
How about Oprah Spin Free?
That's a bop.
Okay, and then lastly, how about Vinyl Richie?
That's definitely a bop.
All right, cool.
I'm surprised nobody's come up with make their name Vinyl Richie. That's pretty dope.
Well, yeah, no, I patented it yesterday. It's
okay.
Yeah. No, mine's DJ D-Mac or DJ Doug Life, like Thug Life.
Oh, I like
DJ,
that.
yeah,
I like that. I like that. That's
cool, man. Cool, man. How exciting is it to have Dodgers opening night, the 60th anniversary of Dodger Stadium? Just how special is that to you?
It's a big one. This is my, I think, 14th or 13th opening day night. With everything we've been going through, it's a very special one. A lot of moving parts. Probably the best team we've ever had coming into the stadium. So it's a lot of anticipation, a lot of nervousness, see how we're going to do. We're coming to the end of some people's contracts and some people's careers that you know you're going to have to say goodbye to. So it's definitely different, but feels good. Just trying to get it started, especially after everything we've been through. Like you said, there's no COVID protocols. It's kind of like everybody come and just be yourself, and then it's just a lot of good, positive, nervous, good energy, because it's really win or go home. Because with this lineup, if you don't win,
World Series or bust, right?
World Series or bust.
Yeah.
So, but as usual, the same typical LA feel, kind of holiday-ish. Everybody's like, it's like a national day. You know what I mean? Glad we got it all, especially with the lockout that was looming over. You know what I mean? All that was part of the nervousness too. But just glad we're finally here. The national holiday of LA, Dodgers opening day.
Just tell me kind of how that feels, because look, you've rocked some big time clubs, you've done other professional teams, but you rock the biggest club in Los Angeles. You're getting the party started for 50,000 strong. There's thousands of DJs out there, successful DJs, but not a lot that can experience that feeling. What is that feeling like? What is the electricity like? What's it like to get 50,000 strong rocking at Dodger Stadium?
You know, this year it feels the same but different. I've come in even more prepared than I have, and every year my recognition and like kind of stature kind of grows. So when other DJs that I meet throughout the city even Heroes of Mine, and they know of me, it kind of like, it's really surreal that people are like, oh, you know what I mean? And they want to get, it's just a whole other avenue of DJing, because you mentioned the clubs and different things, but to be able to rock the stadium, I find out it's like everybody's dream. And it's everybody's dream to have their song played at the stadium. I get so many people reaching out to me, hey, how can I get my song played? So this is the time where I'm also just trying to get through the day, because, and really, when you work at Dodger Stadium, there's 2 days out of the year. It's opening day and then fan appreciation day. As far as the preparedness, once we get past this, everybody relaxes and exhales, and we go on to our regular stuff. So there's a lot of tension. Everybody gets to the stadium early on this day, trying to see what's in the program, and then just trying to get through the opening ceremony, because there's so much pressure around. Whatever it is, I haven't even seen the script yet, but there's so much pressure on that day. You can tell because everybody has on suits, you know what I mean? The white collars are out, everybody has the pins up, you know what I mean?
Got the bunting.
Everybody that doesn't normally wear that ring is wearing that ring, you know what I mean? So it's different. It's different. It's like kind of a nervous anticipation, and you just want, like, and everybody else has nervous energy, but you can, even if you come in kind of cool, it's like there's this nervous energy of like, oh, we got to do this and we got to do that. I always say that everybody who doesn't really do anything, this is the day when
they step up, and it's time for them to do something.
Time to do something.
And I was going to ask you next, look, the Dodgers, they have their off season. I know that you have an off season. What is your off season like when it comes to preparing for the new year? Because me, when I go to Dodger Stadium, of course I love the action. I love the action on the field. But once I discovered you, I'm like, yo, I'm out here with Shazamming bangers. I'm like, what are these songs from DJ Severe? What is this new stuff he's going to play this season?
Yeah.
What's your off season like in preparation for this season?
Yeah, well, like I said, I came in, I wanted to come in with, as the notoriety's getting there and I have more interaction with fans during like the time, especially on Twitter, I wanted to try to come in, and I think people are starting to notice kind of like my vibe and how it goes. So I came in even more prepared. Like, I have probably 21 mixes already prepared, and so I was just taking in new stuff all season long and kind of like stowing it away and just getting ready. And I also want to, on Thursdays, except for this Thursday would have been open today, I'm gonna do Throwback Thursday. So I'm gonna go every Thursday. We're gonna do throwback music. So we're gonna start with probably like disco, freestyle, classic hip hop, classic pop. We're gonna do that. So every Thursday, it'll be different all the way out through it. I'm hoping I get enough done for every Thursday so that you don't hear the same one repeated. And as far as just the new music, I've been on search for just a lot of different things, and really been selective with the stuff that I know works, because I still want to keep it like the same thing that works, but add subtle differences too. I came in with some more bumps in between innings, which I like to do, my more classic hip hop type stuff. And then just kind of keeping the same vibe. I like to keep it a real housey, good, like club, happy vibe. But just seeing my signature spots where if you really follow me, you know where I slide in an old school track all the time. Where I try to keep the new hip hop for the players, or I try to slide that in, and just try to keep everybody's ears new to the ground with the new stuff.
Yeah, and that's got to be one of the unique challenges, because a baseball game, you have every demographic. You got young people, you got old people, you have all kinds of musical interests, and not a lot of DJs can really just check off every box. How big of a challenge is that for you, just to get everyone involved into what you're doing out there?
There's a lot, because, like I say, my mantra or style is, I never want you to hop out of your car and hear the same thing you heard in your car in the stadium. So I look for the new subtle things that, number one, is kind of in the background, and I just kind of want to be in the background, but you don't know why you're bobbing your head, but you're bobbing your head because it's good. You can enjoy your conversation, and you can enjoy your time at the game. And I'm like kind of an added piece to that puzzle. So I search for certain things, not too many things with lyrics in it, because I try to stay away from lyrics because these days the lyrics are kind of like out there, but just kind of like catchphrases. I like to have horns, drums, like a lot of good rhythms. I like to bring back the stuff that people haven't heard in a while, because that's kind of like giving it new life in the stadium, but not sound like every other stadium. Like, I try to stay away from a lot of the classic rock there's nothing wrong with them. A lot of the classic rock,
like other stadiums around the league.
It's all
80s rock.
Panama, you're gonna hear Panama.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear
Sweet Caroline.
Yeah, and so we try to, and I like, as long as we, and because last time I was here we had Dieter. I leave that kind of stuff to Dieter because it's kind of fun for him to take it out and do it on the organ because it gives another element to it. And also helps us like have a great kind of relationship when it comes to the music. And then I can use mine to more accentuate the plays and everything and keep the energy up, because the one thing that's great about the owners and the management is they want to keep the energy up, and I like that part of it. You know
I was going to ask you about that. You see the Dodgers, the top of the lineup, might be one of the best top of the lineups in baseball history with Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, and Trey Turner. But you guys have your own big three with Todd Lights, Dieter Roll, and DJ Severe. Can you talk to me about that dynamic, kind of the relationship between you guys when it comes to the timing aspect? Because the timing is big. I see you guys, you're standing the whole game. I see you're always alert. You guys are communicating. How difficult is that from a batter-to-batter basis?
It's funny you ask that because this is the first time since COVID that we're back in the booth.
Okay,
Todd's right next to us. And so usually Todd and I, we will work on our rhythm along with Dieter on the back end, because Todd, we were just having this conversation during the Freeway series about it. He was talking about how he's going to announce Freeman and how should he do this. And now that usually at this time everybody comes in with new walk-up songs, Todd has to get his timing when it comes to that. And then we have to kind of develop our rhythm back again on when I go, because some songs I'll lead in and Todd will go. Sometimes I let Todd go, then I'll come in. Sometimes you just gotta, it's a timing thing. And then along with learning their new, we gotta learn like Freeman's batting style, how long it takes for him to get in the batter's box, what he likes. But any switch up on a song, then Todd, we try to make it very easy so that you don't even notice, but we work on it a lot. Todd and I, we're still refining his timing on certain things. We worked really hard on JT because JT had a new like walk-up song. So I think we got that one down during the Freeway series, but who knows what switch-ups are coming today, because I haven't gotten a full 100% less. I'm still waiting on some, so we'll see. I'm sure everything's going to...
Yeah, I was going to ask you next. I mean, what is new for 2022? I noticed that Cody Bellinger, I saw him rocking with Hustler Music. Shout out to the Carter 2, Lil Wayne. What are some new bangers this year? I know Gavin Lux, I talked to him at spring training. He said, he's always bringing the vibes. He's always bringing the vibes. Austin Barnes, who brings the slappers. Who's bringing the slappers this year for the Dodgers?
It's funny because Austin and I, we talk. Austin always tries to have me, or send me some bangers. So I send him some stuff, and he usually waits until like today to when he decides. Freddie Freeman, who I talked to at spring training, was funny. His choice, he said his son usually picks his, and it's usually Bad Bunny. But I got it 2 days ago, and it's Vaya Conmigo.
Okay.
That'll be a very good like fan favorite, especially if there's certain times where I can back it up, start a little bit different, and like play with it. Cody was the only one to spring training who came immediately when he was walking from field number 2. He came behind me. He was like, Hustler Music. So I knew it right there. He was the only one I really knew what was.
It goes hard.
The song. Oh, it definitely goes hard.
Yeah.
The first time, and that's another thing too, is like, so this was the first spring training where I got to go meet Trey Turner, because I hadn't met Trey Turner yet, because I've been hands off the whole time. So I was finally got a chance to talk to Trey. It sucked because it was right before Pollock was training.
Yeah, and
so
his is legendary.
I had a great conversation with him, and he was upbeat, so I was sorry to see him go like right after that. I got to meet Freeman, and I had a great conversation with Blake Trinan, because to me, Blake Trinan's pitching song is the best out of anything.
Yeah.
It's his. He actually asked for us to turn the bass down. His has the most heavy bass, and I love when he's done.
It's thick. It's thick.
Yeah. And he was like, really? I was like, I tell him how much I love it. He was like, so we had like a dope conversation in the weight room. Almost I interrupted his workout. They had to get back to his workout, but he was willing to talk. I was surprised that Blake wanted to talk that much about his music.
Hey man, it's about their routine, right? It's about their routine, putting them in a great spot to go up there, and then the pitchers is just as big too. I mean, some guys. I remember Brian Wilson was like, hey, I don't deserve a walk-up song right now because I'm not pitching well, and like it's big. And California Love was so iconic. He of course switches to two of America's Most Wanted. But how different is that going to be to see Craig Kimbrell coming out to Welcome to the Jungle and no California Love? Are you going to retire California Love at the stadium? I mean, tell me about that, because that to me was my moment, man. Just listen to that.
I have to figure out now where it fits and pick and choose my spots to play it, because Kinley was one of my favorite guys, and I got to do him justice. I can't just start throwing it out there arbitrarily now, because it does mean something. But at the same time, it's an iconic song to the stadium and to most of the fans. So I probably have to pick and choose my spots when I really use it to kind of accentuate the moment, because it just can't become just a rando song that you play out now. Sad to see Kinley go. I'm hoping I get a chance to play it for him when he comes.
That'll be special. That'll be special.
I'm hoping we get a chance to play it, but I hope we still win. Obviously, you know what I mean.
But you don't want to see him, blow up. I know you're cool with Kenley. Why did he ultimately change to Two of America's Most Wanted? My theory was that you had Tupac and Snoop, and he was basically open to the idea of going closer by committee, and that was kind of the reason for that. But I don't know. What was the reason for that?
It was funny. So this time last year, I'm riding into the stadium. As a matter of fact, it was opening day, and I look at my phone, and it's Lon Rosen. I was like, why is Lon calling me right now? And he said, hey. No, actually, it was Joe Jerry. He was like, I got Kinley on the phone. I was like, all right. And Kinley's like, hey, I want to switch to Two of America's Most Wanted, but I want you to put the California Love intro at the beginning of it. And he said, can you get it done? I said, well, yeah, I'm coming in early. I'll try to knock it out. And I knew something like that was coming, because Kinley and I, the conversations that we would have when he was kind of like, not down, but having like rough times, we would have conversations, and he was like, man, I need to switch up. He really didn't like, he really felt bad from the attention he got from the fans when he got booed, which all of us like would, and he kind of like took it on himself where he really wanted to do a better job. So he was trying to speak to it through the music, and I genuinely felt that.
No,
you know
for sure.
And it was never anything for use of negative, but only for motivation, so he could maintain his excellence like he wanted to always strive to. But it was a special point when I had those conversations. I'll remember those conversations for like forever, just having those conversations with him on Sundays. And Kinley, usually on Sundays, he'd be listening to the gospel. You can watch him around the clubhouse, you know what I mean, getting himself. So music was a real big part of him. But I also know he loved Tupac, and he loved like the West Coast. So anything he always wanted to change to was Tupac. But you can see that the subtle part in the lyrics always spoke to him trying to succeed and be better at what he does.
That's awesome, man. And a couple more here, but today's a special day, of course. You got opening day. Tomorrow is a very special day, Jackie Robinson Day. You went to John Muir High School. He went to John Muir High School. You're both in the John Muir Hall of Fame. Talk about the significance of Jackie Robinson Day tomorrow at Dodger Stadium.
Okay, so for me, it's also my birthday.
Oh, it's your birthday. Okay.
So that means
Happy early birthday, my man.
Every year at Dodger Stadium, I spend my birthday at Dodger Stadium. And especially because my family comes out. But also going to the same high school as Jackie Robinson, being kind of tied to that, it's very special for me, because I know where I'm going to be. I think even every one of my seasons, there's only been one time when we didn't have a game on that day at the stadium. And I see the significance in it growing, because this year I heard that every 42 around the league is going to be blue, which is pretty dope. And just the Dodgers do such a great job at recognizing the African-American heroes in the organization and lifting them up, and then also recognizing everyone else's in the nationality. I think we do the best at it when we always have our days dedicated to the different nationalities and origins. But that's something special and prideful for me, especially being African-American and being with the Dodgers, the first organization to step forward and add a black player in, and then just to have it be recognized. I mean, and it seems like we go above and beyond more every year.
Yes.
We got the statue now, and it's such an iconic, he's such an iconic person to be part of and to represent the Dodgers, along with all the other history. It's not like it's only right that Jackie was a Dodger, but the way we represented it, I think we do a great job. And the whole organization as a whole, no one takes it light. It's always secondary to opening day, which is funny because today would be the opening day, and then Jackie Robinson Day the next day. It's like two big events like coming back to back. But Jackie Robinson has always been one of my heroes. I always tell the story, I used to ride the bus with my aunt coming from shopping in Pasadena. And I always see Jackie Robinson's brother on the bus. Every time I was on the bus, I would see Jackie Robinson's brother. And my aunt would always tell me that's Jackie Robinson's brother. Now, Jackie had...
Mac, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she would tell me his story, and then later on, to learn more about him, it was kind of like this special thing because I'm like a little 9, 10-year-old kid seeing this iconic person that my aunt, she was just telling me about. And then I got later on, as I saw the documentary on him, find out he was even better than Jackie. And
he won a silver medal.
And won a silver medal. And then just his story, indeed, just kind of like, it makes it really surreal when I was just see him on the bus all the time.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I mean, that's why I'm most proud to be a Dodger fan is because of Jackie Robinson. Tomorrow is such a special day. Let's talk about that All-Star game because this is a big year in Los Angeles. First All-Star game since 1981. We were supposed to have it in 2020. We know what happened. How excited are you for that? How much are you looking forward to that? What's going to be your involvement in the All-Star game at Dodger Stadium? Talk to me about that.
I haven't heard yet what my involvement is. I know I'll be involved probably within the main game. The thing I would hope to be a part of is definitely the home run derby. We have to see because most MLB teams don't really have DJs like me, so they always bring in DJ Irie, which all respect to DJ Irie and what he does. I salute to him. It's going to be, we'll see if I get the opportunity to do the home run derby, which I would love to. We've been gearing our setup in center field to I think all around this All-Star game. So I know for the fans and for the festivities, just for it to be in LA, it's probably going to be one of the best All-Star weekends that you can put together.
Yeah.
Especially with having everything that we did with Super Bowl and downtown. I'm sure it's going to be very interactive. I'm sure it's going to be very fun. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of energy. It's normally the time where we take off because we're not really doing anything. So to be working, that July is going to be a little bit weird because normally you take like vacations and everything. But I'm looking forward to it. And I know with the management, the things that we're probably going to come up with, it's going to be a great event for the fans for the weekend.
It's going to be legendary.
Yeah.
MLB,
we're at the top
you
of
got
the
the best DJ in the game at your All-Star game this year. A few more. So what are some of your favorite Dodgers walk-up songs of all time? For players in the past, just throw out a couple if you can give me some.
Okay. So obviously, Andre Ethier's iconic. And me and Andre are really tight. To me, Max Muncy's has had some of the best running the past 3-4 seasons with especially when he had the Nelly.
Yes.
And then the They Know. It was such a good one because when I think about it, you think about the elements of them coming in at the right time, them always working whether the team is down or up.
Yeah.
Not so much a bad choice that says, oh, we're kicking your ass, but you know what I mean, we're down. You know what I mean? And it's very timely, and it has to fit every moment. That's the essence of a real good walk-up song, where it can fit every need, and the producer doesn't opt out of it. Like, oh, don't play his song right now, play something like
because they're like down like over, you know, it's they're down 11 runs and
Right. And let's see. I always love Matt's choices because Matt would have 5 songs ready for me, and we would rotate in, and it always went off of his feeling. James Loney used to have the best, because I like to like James. He would always have an old school hip hop song. Yeah.
I'm trying to think who was his.
He had a lot of Africa Bambaataa.
Yeah.
And then he would come in with like some Kanye. Russell Martin would do the same thing too. He would have iconic hip hop. I always like Kike because Kike, it would usually be reggaeton, but it would be some dope reggaeton in it all. And I like when people pick the spots that they can tell the energy and how it works. JT's always very good. And then me and JT have this thing where it's like, if he's not doing good, I can opt out to like.
Kind of looks up.
Stuff. He kind of looks up and says like, yeah, I'm not like too good. And then let's see here. The more iconic ones I remember is like when Adrian was here and he wanted to switch. And I was like, Adrian, you can't switch that song. The Mariachi
Loco,
You can't switch that song. And then low key, he really didn't like that song. But he was kind of stuck with it, because once you pick a song like that, you're
It's
stuck
like
with
Verdugo.
it. It's like Verdugo.
Yeah,
and I had that conversation with Verdugo before he picked it. I was like, dude, are you sure you want to take the song? Because if you don't, you can't ever take away this song, whether you're doing good or bad. You're stuck with the song.
It's like too iconic, man.
Yeah, and that kind of helped me because now even in the game, I try to take and play Latin songs like that to give the sing-along vibe. Same thing I do with the DMX after it kind of stuck now. So it's like, I
love how that stuck.
It's a great call and response.
Yeah,
it started as a tribute, but now we're kind of stuck with it because it's a great call and response, whether the team is down or the team is up. It's like it gives you energy. And then to hear the whole stadium chanting like the DMX is like incredible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's the best, honestly.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you about the trolling, because you and Dieter Rule, you're elite trollers, okay? And you have to listen for it. Some of my favorites are when you were playing TLC's Waterfalls to Mad Bum, when you were playing Ace of Base against the Trastros. What are some? I remember being at a game in 2013, and Tom Cruise was there, and you were playing Skilos. I wish it was a little bit taller. I wish it was a baller. Like, you're a master class in troll jobs. What are your favorite troll jobs you've done?
That one, the Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls was going to be my favorite.
Yeah.
Because everybody was setting up for that moment, and they were like, we got to play Hit the Road Jack. I was like, nope, I got something. Just if we get there, just lay back. I got something. And so we got that moment, and I played it, and everybody turned around. They're like, oh, okay. And so that was my favorite. Low key, my other one, which I almost got in trouble for, was when the Astros and the A's were here and they played the game, and then during the practice for the Astros, I waited for the right time. It was like towards the end, and Dusty Baker had called for like an extra, and Dusty Baker is my favorite all-time Dodger, by the way. He called for an extra practice, and so Altuve was walking up to bat, and I hit. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller, and I recorded it. And then, but then it went out, and it's like I had to take it. It was like,
man,
it was crazy, but it was perfection.
I was tweeting you, man. Play Doug banging on a trash can.
It was perfection, and then also I like the low key.
Yeah, the little subliminals, or like get to listen to it. Yeah,
like I was playing Wankster.
Yeah,
you know
the Wankster was fire. I love that.
Yeah, so I mean, I want you to think more than I want you to.
It's too on the nose. It's too. No, I feel you. I love the way you do it. I love the way you guys do it.
I'd rather you think a little bit. Like,
we're extremely here for it here. We're always listening for it. Last question here. What is your favorite all-time moment at Dodger Stadium that you've experienced?
Probably, and I say this a lot, I think about this a lot, the one that gave me the most nervousness and the most pride and one of the most iconic memories. Well, no, I have two, but I'll tell you my top. My top is Kershaw's no-hitter, because I'm so nervous because I'm not trying to mess anything up, hit anything wrong. I actually, although I was standing up, I backed away from my board because I didn't want to hit anything accidentally. And I could tell, over the years in watching Kershaw, I could tell when something bothers him, like pitching. So I was trying to not do sound effects, not just kind of like lay out and let him like do his thing. And I could just tell his rhythm and how he's pitching. So I was so elated that I didn't like mess him up or throw him off, and it got done. For a minute after it happened, I was just kind of like trying to exhale that out, and then I got into it because I had a nervousness that nobody really knew what was going on. I was just kind of like focused. I was probably just as focused as him, and I just backed away from like all my boards. I didn't want to hit anything accidentally and throw him off. My next favorite moment will be Kobe dancing to my music, and kind of like I have that video clip of him. Like,
2018? Yeah.
Like, dancing to the music. And the funny thing about that is, I'm not even a Laker fan. I'm a Bulls fan, but just I'm a Kobe fan. So it's like
Bulls, Niners. You mix it up.
Yes.
Respect.
So that's probably one of my favorite moments I do have saved in my phone, was Kobe just sitting there and then like partying to the music, which is, I never got a chance to meet him, but just to see him, just to know that he was like hearing the music I was playing, it was dancing.
It's amazing, just feeling it. Well, hey, man, thanks, my man DJ Severe. Guys, go follow my man DJ Severe on Instagram. I think some Astros fans they were mad that he trolled him, may have hacked his account or something like that. His account got a little hacked. We won't talk about that, but definitely go follow him at DJ Severe. Also on Twitter, we're gonna drop his handles down below. But my man DJ Severe, thanks a lot, man. Keep the bangers banging, keep them slapping all season long. He's the guy that's gonna keep the party going for your Los Angeles Dodgers all season. But thanks for rocking with us here at Dodgers Nation on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel, and enjoy opening day, my man.
Thank you.
Also, if you want to switch rings, he's got the real one. I got the fake one. We're going to switch it up here. He's going to let me borrow it. You know, we'll switch it up, man. But thanks a lot, DJ Severe. Thanks for rocking with us, my man.
Always.
All right, cool, man. Take it easy.